Oh yeah, here we go. Okay. Just gonna leave that. Okay, so today we're gonna do arithmetic sequences, okay? So arithmetic begins with an A, and so it's gonna be easy to remember that that means something's adding or subtracting every single time, okay? So if you look at the first sequence, 3, 4, 5, 6, if we found those next three numbers, or 2, 3, 4, 5, it would obviously be 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so the difference is going to be D equals, and it's just what you're adding or subtracting every single time. So on this one, obviously my D is 1. Okay, the next one, 5, 10, 15, 20, obviously it's going to be 25, 30, 35. Everybody tell me what my D is on this one. 5 is correct. Okay, look at the next one. They're getting smaller. So 16, 13, 10, 7. Somebody tell me what my D is. -3, right? 7 minus 3 is 4. 4 minus 3 is 1. 1 minus 3 is a -2. Okay? Like I said, I do think there will be a question from this section on the final. Okay? Just so you know. Okay. Here's a sequence. First you have an A. Then you have an A plus D. Then A plus 2D. A plus 3D. So this is going to be A plus, what's this, guys? 4D. This is A plus 5D, and this is A plus 6D, okay? So what am I adding every single time? First I had no D's, then I had 1, then I had 2, then I had 3, so what's my D? It's just another D. Yeah, I just keep adding a D every time, okay? A stands for the first term. There are two symbols that represent the first term. So don't let it confuse you, okay? We go back and forth. One is A, the other one is A sub 1. Okay, so they both mean the first term. D means the common difference. Okay, now you guys are going to help me come up with the formula. Okay, so look right here. This is n equals 1. This is n equals 2. This is n equals 3, this is n equals 4, this is n equals 5, this is n equals 6, and this is n equals 7. So I have 7 terms in my sequence, okay? If I have an A, and then I've got that A, and I've got 1 D, then I still have the A, and I have 2 Ds, then I still have the A. Well, every single term has an A, so I know it's going to be A plus, right? And then I'm going to have D, and D is going to be multiplied by something. Okay, so look right here. N is 1, no D. N is 2, 1 D. N is 3, 2 D. N is 4, 3 Ds. What is my D multiplied by? What is it? It is N minus 1. Yeah, N minus 1. 1 minus 1, 0. 0 times D, no D. 2 minus 1 is 1D. 3 minus 1 is 2D. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so that's your formula. And I want you to write underneath that specific term. Okay, that's your formula that you have to have memorized for the final. Okay, if you know it's arithmetic and they're saying find the 10th term, that's the formula. It's a specific term that you're looking for. Okay, okay, here we go with question 1. This sequence is arithmetic. List the first 4 terms, find the A, find the D, and find the 40th term. Okay, so let's list the first 4 terms. So let's go A sub 1, A sub 2, A sub 3, and A sub 4. So guys, here is your formula right here. Okay, so for A sub 1, I know N is 1 because it's A sub N, so my N is a 1. So I'm just going to go 3 times 1 plus 5, that's 3 plus 5, which is an 8. For A sub 2, I know N is 2. So it's 3 times 2 plus 5, that's 6 plus 5, which is 11. A sub 3 is 3 times 3 plus 5, that's 9 plus 5, which is 14. A sub 4 is 3 times 4 plus 5, that's 12 plus 5, which is 17. Okay, so if I were you, I would write them like this: 8, 11, 14, 17. Those are my first 4 terms. Okay. The other things they want are these, guys. They want A, they want D, and they want the 40th term. Okay, Well, A is easy, bless you. It's the same thing as A sub 1. That is an 8. Okay? The D is what I'm adding or subtracting every time. So look right here. 8 plus 3 is 11. 11 plus 3 is 14. 14 plus 3 is 17. So my D is 3. Okay? Now, here's where people struggle right here. The symbolism for the 40th term. Okay? Can anybody tell me how to represent the 40th term in symbols? Do you know? It's just A sub 40. Yeah. A sub 40 means the 40th term. Okay? So, there are two different ways to do this. Okay? So, I want you to divide just like a line right there. Okay? See this formula right here? That will usually not be given to you. It's unusual to have the formula. We have the formula, so we could do it. It would be 3 times 40 plus 5. That's 120 plus 5, which is 125. So, like literally, I'm done with the problem. Okay? But I do not want you to rely on that formula, because I don't think they're going to give it to you. Okay? So, here's the other method. Everybody write A sub n equals A plus D times n minus 1. That's the formula to find a specific term for an arithmetic sequence. So now we're going to go A sub 40 is the first term, which is an 8, plus the common difference, which is a 3, and then n minus 1, well, n is 40. So 40 minus 1 is 39. Then you grab your calculator and you go 8 plus 3 parenthesis 39, close it off, enter, and I still get 125. So you can do it either way. If they give you a formula, you're free to use the formula. I do not think you're going to get a formula. I think you're going to have to use this method right here. Okay? Yes, sir?
So is that just a universal formula that can just be used for?
This is a universal formula. This right here is specific to that problem. Okay? Okay, question 2. The nth term of a sequence, find the nth term of a sequence with a first term of 7 and a common difference of 5. Find the 51st term of the sequence. Okay, so they want the nth term. Bless you. Here's where people get mixed up right here. Look right here. Nth term. They didn't give me a number. They didn't say find the 7th term or find the 24th term. They said the nth term, okay, which is kind of weird. So I want you to draw an arrow right there, and I want you to, in quotes, put n in answer. If they want me to find an nth term, I don't know what n is. So I know I'm going to have an n in my answer, okay? So they're basically asking me to find a sub n, okay? And then the first term is a 7, so I'm going to go a equals 7. Common difference is 5, d equals 5. And then after that, they want me to find the 51st term, okay? So these are the two things that they're asking me to find, okay? Let's write down our formula. A sub n equals a plus d times n minus 1. Like I said, you're going to have that memorized, okay? So I'm looking for the nth term. So I'm going to say a sub n is the first term, which is a 7, plus the common difference, which is a 5. Do I know what to put in for n? No, they didn't tell me. So it's just going to be n minus 1. And then I have to simplify. Some of you have forgotten, by the way, on your quiz, what simplify means. Remember, simplify means no more parentheses in your answer. Okay, so that is not simplified. So that's 7 plus 5n minus 5. So a sub n is 5n plus 2, or 2 plus 5n. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to write my answer. Okay, now I want you to go a sub 51, draw a line, a sub 51. I'm going to do it two different ways. The way that I want you to do it is this. Write down a sub n equals a plus d times n minus 1. So a sub 51 would be the first term, which is a 7, plus the common difference, which is a 5. 51 minus 1 is 50. So 50 times 5 is 250, plus 7 is 257, and I'm done. Okay? What's another way I could do it? Somebody tell me. It's just like the problem we did before.
You have the 5 and
I figured out the formula, yeah. So you could go 5 times n, which is 51, plus 2. That also gives you 257. So whichever way you want to do it is fine. My preference is to use that one, okay? Because you're usually not going to have a formula, like I said. Okay, find the 98th term of this sequence. Okay, first of all, everybody freeze right here for a second. If it's asked like this on the midterm, you don't know if this is arithmetic or geometric. Okay, well, we know that it's arithmetic because we haven't even done geometric yet. But you still need to go through the process of making sure you know what it is. Okay, so everybody look right here. 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 plus 4 is 10. I know it's arithmetic. And if I were you, I would literally write the word arithmetic down. Okay, because you're not going to get confused, because by the time the lesson's over on Friday, you're going to have 5 formulas of sequences that you're going to have to memorize. So if writing down the word is going to help you keep those straight. Okay, I'm looking for a specific term, so the next thing I do is I write down the generic formula. I'm super organized when I do this. Okay, find the 98th term. So if they're asking me for the 98th term, guys, I know that n is 98. Okay, so I'm going to go a sub 98 is equal to the first term, which is a 2, plus the common difference, which is a 4. 98 minus 1 is 97. Okay, then just grab your calculator. 2 plus 4, parenthesis 97, close it. You get 390, and you're done. That's it. Okay, who says I'm totally good? Raise your hand. Let me see how you're doing. Okay, great. All right, there was a mathematician, Carl Friedrich Gauss. He's your friend. You really like him. Do you like him? No. He likes you, so anyway. Okay, he was 10 years old. I think this might be true. He was in a class, and he was being naughty, and the teacher got mad, and she said, go to the corner and add the numbers from 1 to 100 together. And he came back almost immediately. And he said, here's the answer. And the teacher couldn't believe that he could do it, okay? Everybody look, write this down with me, okay? 1 plus, 2 plus, 3 plus, 4 plus, blah, 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 plus 97, plus 98, plus 99, plus 100. Have to add all those together, okay? Does anybody have any idea how to do it quickly? Okay, so go backwards and they all go to 100. Go.
99 plus 1, 98 plus 1.
Okay, so I don't do 99 and 1. I do 1 and, talk to me, 100. 1 plus 100 is 101, right? 2 plus 99 is 101. 3 plus 98 is 101. 4 plus 97 is 101. Repeat, repeat, repeat. So I'm going to have a whole bunch of 101s. How many 101s am I going to have? I'm going to have 50. How do you know I'm going to have 50? If you have 100 numbers, right, and you're pairing them up, that leaves 50. So go 50 times 101, and your answer is 5,050. Okay? Now, whenever you have to remember the sum of an arithmetic sequence, I'm going to say little boy. That's what I'm going to say to you. So you have to think of the little boy that went in the corner. Okay? So he took the first term and he added it to the last term. How do I say first term? A or A sub 1, right? How do I say last term, do you think? A, that's right. It's A sub n. In this particular problem, n was 100. Okay? And then, so that's how I got the 100. First term plus the last term. Okay? So let's write over here, A sub n means two things. One thing it means is the nth term. And if we're talking about a sequence that ends, it also means the last term. Okay? Now, that's how I got my 101. How did I get my 50? I took the number of numbers and divided by 2. So this is obviously going to be divided by 2. How do I write the number of numbers?
N.
What's the symbolism for the number of numbers? It's n. Yes. So there's your formula. S sub n equals that. Okay? So you take the number of numbers divided by 2, first one plus last one. Okay? Okay, I want you to draw an arrow right there. I want you to tell yourself you have got to memorize that. And you're looking for a sum. You're trying to add things together. Okay? All right. Please memorize those. Okay, question 4. Find the sum of the first n terms. Okay? Look right here. I want you to circle n terms or highlight it. I want you to draw an arrow to it. And what do I know about my answer? Yes, I'm going to have an n in my answer. The reason I'm going to have an n is because it didn't say find the sum of the first 10 terms or 14 terms or 23 terms. I don't know what n is. So n is going to have to stay an n. Okay? Look how I'm going to start this. I'm going to go a sub 1, a sub 2, a sub 3. They give me a formula. It's kind of unusual to have a formula. So guys, this is going to be 3 times 1 plus 5. That's 3 plus 5, which is an 8. The next one's 3 times 2 plus 5. That's 6 plus 5, which is 11. The next one's 3 times 3 plus 5. That's 9 plus 5, which is 14. You guys, this could be geometric. We don't know. So after you find a few of them, decide which formulas that you're going to use. Well, of course, we're going to use arithmetic. Geometric is next time, okay? But let's just go through the process. So this is going to be plus 3. So then I'm going to write down the word arithmetic. Then they're asking me for sum. So then I'm going to spit out the formula for arithmetic, which is this. I always write my generic formula down. Always. Okay? So then the sum of the first n terms, I don't know what n is n, I don't know what it is, divided by 2. First term, that's a, which is the same thing as a sub 1, that's an 8, plus a sub n. I don't want an a sub n in my answer. That means the last term, or the nth term. Someone tell me what to replace a sub n with. It's right there, right? 3n plus 5. Okay, now let's simplify this. So it's going to be s sub n is n over 2 times 3n plus 13. And I'm actually going to leave it just like that. Okay, that's it. Okay, next one. Find the sum of the first 30 terms. The first thing I want you to do always is decide if it's arithmetic or geometric, okay? So this one is add 3. I know that this is arithmetic. So everybody write down the word arithmetic. And then I read the words, find the sum. So I'm going to go s of n equals little boy, number of numbers divided by 2, first plus last, a plus a sub n. In order to do that, okay, I need to know what n is, I need to know what a is, and I need to know what a sub n is, okay? N is 30, okay? A is the first term. Somebody tell me what the first term is. 5, okay? A sub n, well, grab your eraser, because now I know that n is 30, so I'm really looking for a sub 30. Someone tell me what a sub 30 stands for. This is where people start getting confused. They're like, I don't even know what that stands for. What is it? Is it a sum or is it a specific term? Tell me. Specific term. What term? The 30th term. Whoever said that. Yes. So right here, I want us all to write 30th term. Okay? Now, I don't know the 30th term. I'm going to start setting this thing up. Okay, so everybody go. The sum of the first 30 terms is n, which is 30, divided by 2. First term is a 5 plus the 30th term. I don't know the 30th term. How am I going to find the 30th term? Use the other formula. Yep. So everybody write a sub n equals a plus d times n minus 1. I'm trying to find the 30th term because I need to know that to find the sum, right? So everybody go a sub 30 is the first term, which is a 5, plus the common difference, which we found to be 3, times 30 minus 1, which is 29. Okay, grab your calculator. 5 plus 3 parenthesis 29, close it, enter, and I get 92. That is not my answer. That's the 30th term. I want to know the sum. So now I have to bring that 92 right there. 30 divided by 2 is 15. So I'm going to go 15 parenthesis, 5 plus 92, close it off, hit enter. My answer is 1,455, and I'm done. This will be on your final. Okay, example 6. Who says I'm good so far? Let me see how you're feeling about this. Okay, great. Find the sum. I don't know if this is going to be arithmetic or geometric. Okay, so let's check. What do I add to negative 2 to get 5? That would be 7. Is 5 plus 7 12? Yes. Let's write arithmetic. The next thing I'm going to do is write my formula, which I have memorized, which is S sub n equals, don't peek and try to remember, make yourself remember. What is it? N over 2, keep talking to me. A plus A sub n. There's your formula, okay? Now, we have a problem. Look right here. For the negative 2, I know it's my first term, which is n equals 1. This is n equals 2. This is n equals 3. This is n equals, I have no idea. Okay? On all these sequences, by the way, you cannot do this. You cannot write the whole sequence out. It'll take you like 3 lines and then count. Okay, I know that's the 40th term. You can't do that. You have to use all the formulas that they're giving you. So writing it out is not gonna, you're not gonna get it that way. Okay? So look what I need to know. I need to know my n, I need to know my a, and I need to know my a sub n. So I'm going to set my formula up with what I know at least. Okay? This, so I know my a is my first term, it's a negative 2. You guys, a sub n stands for the nth term. It also stands for the, tell me, the last term. So my last term is 341, right?
Yeah.
I can't find the sum unless I know n. So the sum of the first, I don't know, is equal to, I don't know, divided by 2. First term is a negative 2, plus the last term is 341. Okay? How am I going to figure out n? Tell me. What did we do last time? We used the other formula. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So everybody go, a sub n equals a plus d times n minus 1. I'm going to leave my n and n. That's what I'm trying to find. I got to put something in for a sub n, something in for a, something in for d. So a sub n is your last term, that's 341, is equal to the first term, which is a negative 2, plus the common difference is 7. Can I now solve that for n? Sure. So let's distribute. You get negative 2 plus 7n minus 7 equals 341. That gives me 7n minus 9 equals 341. Move your 9 over. 7n equals 350. Divided by 7, and you get 50. So now I know there are 50 terms. So now I can take that 50 and I can come over to what I'm really trying to find. So this is S sub 50 is 50 over 2. 50 over 2 is 25. So everybody go 25 parenthesis, negative 2 plus 341, close your parenthesis, hit enter. My answer is 8,475, and I'm done. Okay? Let me say something. Everybody listen right here. Read what they're asking. If they're asking for sum, write the sum formula. As you're trying to use the sum formula, if something's missing, you go to the other formula, the specific term formula, find what you're missing, pull it back in, and get your answer. Who says gotcha? Let's see. Up high. Great. Okay, question 7. The corner section of a stadium has 30 rows of chairs. The first row has 10 seats. Each successive row has 4 additional seats. How many are in the top row? How many are in the section altogether? Okay, everybody go like this. Grab your pencil and draw the corner section. So it's like you're at a football game. Here's the end zone. here's, you know, where you're looking at them square off, and this is like where it turns, okay, so it's a corner section. There are 30 rows, so everybody go A sub 1, A sub 2, A sub 3, blah, 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 A sub 30, okay? The first row has 10, so I know A sub 1 is 10. Each additional row, the next row has 4 more seats. So this is 14, this is 18, blah, 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 blah. You cannot write out all the numbers and get the answer and say, yay. You have to use the formulas. I know they're not going to give you anything, okay? How many seats are in the top row? Now, this is arithmetic, right? Everybody write down arithmetic. Then I want you to write down the 2 formulas. Make yourself remember. A sub n. Everybody in the room, just start saying it out loud. What's the formula? A plus, keep talking, D times n minus 1. Yep, don't peek when you say it. The next one is sum. S sub n equals, this is the little boy. What is it? Number of things divided by 2, and then A plus A sub n. Okay, we're going to call this equation 1. We're going to call this equation 2. Read the question. How many seats are in the top row? Are they looking for 1, a specific term, or are they looking for 2, the sum of all the terms? 1 or 2? 1. It's a specific row, a specific term. So everybody go, A sub n equals A plus D times n minus 1. I have to know n, I have to know A, I have to know D. N is the 30th row, so that's a 30. A is the first row, that's a 10. Common difference is, talk to me, 4. Okay, so now it's going to be easy. It's A sub 30 is A, which is 10, plus a common difference, which is a 4, n minus 1, that's 30 minus 1, which is 29. So it's 10 plus 4 times 29, close it off, enter, and I get 126. You guys, this is a word problem. Every word problem has a label. Every answer has a label. What's my label? Seats. Yep, seats is correct. Good. Everybody freeze. We're not done. If they wanted to know all the seats, right, then that would be what? Equation 1 or equation 2? Adding them up, right? Row 1, row 2, row 3, add them all up, all the seats, that's what they want to know. So I'm not done. I'm only halfway done. Now I'm going to use this formula, okay? So I'm going to go, the sum of the first 30 rows is 30 divided by 2. First row is a 10 plus A sub n stands for the nth term or the last term. In this problem, it's the nth row or the last row. What am I going to put in? 126. Yeah. So this is just going to be 15 multiplied by 136. My answer is 2,040. My label is seats, and I'm done. Okay? Example 8. Company A pays $24,000 a year with a raise of $1,600 each year. Company B pays $28,000 a year with raises of $1,000 a year. Which company will pay more in year 10? Which company is the better choice over 10 years? I don't like better choice, okay? Which company, okay, cross out is the better choice, because money is not the only important thing in a job. It's, are you happy? Is your boss nice? Do you feel like you're making a difference? So which company will pay more over the 10 years? Okay? Okay, draw a line right there. Be very organized. We're going to say Company A, Company B. Company A starts with 24,000. So everybody say A sub 1 is 24,000. Then you get a $1,600 raise. So that'd be 25,600, etc., etc., etc. Obviously, it's arithmetic, right? You keep adding the same thing. Over here, you start with 28,000, and then you get a $1,000 raise. So it's going to be 29,000, 30,000, etc., etc., etc. Okay? Read the first question. Which company pays more in year 10? Guys, is that A sub n or is it S sub n? Is it a specific term or sum? It's a specific, right? So everybody over here, write A sub n equals A plus D times n minus 1. So company A is A sub 10 equals A, which is 24,000, plus the common difference, which on that one is 1,600. 10 minus 1 is 9. Okay, so everybody go 24,000 plus 1,600, parenthesis 9, close it off, hit enter, and your answer is 38,400. Let's see what we get over here. This one's A sub 10. First year is 28,000, plus the difference is 1,000. 10 minus 1 is 9. So that's going to be 28,000 plus 9,000, which gives you 37,000. Okay? So you can't just like highlight it. You have to answer the question, which company pays more in year 10? So let's say company A pays more in year 10. So there's one of our answers. Okay? Read the next question. Which company will pay more over the 10 years? Which formula am I trying to use, guys? S sub n, right? Sum, first year plus second. So all together in 10 years you make this, all together in 10 years you make this. So your formula is S sub n over 2, A plus A sub n. So this is the sum of the first 10 years is 10 over 2. First year is 24,000. Plus, what am I going to put for A sub n on that, guys? 38,400, right? The 10th year, A sub 10. So everybody go 5 parenthesis, 24,000 plus 38,400, close it off, hit enter, and you get $312,000. Okay? I know those aren't answers, but it still bugs me that we haven't put dollar signs, so I'm going to add that. Okay? Over on B, I'm going to go S sub 10 is N, which is 10, over 2. First year is 28,000 plus the last year, or the 10th year, is 37,000. Okay, so you're going to go 5 parenthesis, 28,000 plus 37,000, close it off, hit enter, and you get $325,000. So over the 10 years, then company B pays more. Okay, so I'm going to say company B pays more over 10 years. Done. I have a question for you. I want someone to raise your hand and answer this. Listen right here. Just look at this one in specifically. On that, with that company, you start with 24,000, you work for 10 years, you get $1,600 raise each year. So here's what I start with. Here's my raise. Why is that a 9? Why is that not a 10? You don't get a raise the first year. You stay at 24,000, then you get a raise. Okay?
Part of this interruption. Dance tickets for the Christmas dance will be available in the D store for $20. Tickets will not be available at the door and must be purchased in advance. That's all. Thanks.
Okay, example 9. An arithmetic sequence has a common difference of 4, and A sub 4 is 13. Okay, so everybody write D equals 4, and then A sub 4 is 13. Okay, find the 12th term. So everybody tell me, is that my A sub n formula or is that my S sub n formula? Talk to me. A sub n, specific term. So everybody go A sub n equals A plus D times n minus 1. Okay. A sub n, that's the 12th term. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so A sub 12 equals the first term. So it says a common difference is 12. The fourth term is 13. Find the first, well, we need to know the first term. I don't know what it is, so I'm going to put an A, okay? And then the difference is 4, and that is 12 minus 1, which is 11, okay? Now, obviously my A can't stand A. So right now I'm missing what A is, okay? So this is missing. So how am I going to do it? The sum is not going to give it to me. The other formula is not going to give it to me. Look right here. I know that the difference is 4. I used that. I put it here, okay? I have not used that yet. I know that the fourth term must be 13. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it into this equation right here. When I do that, I'm going to find my a, then I'm going to take my a and plug it into what I need. Okay, so a sub n, that's the term, that's 13, is equal to the first term. I don't know what that is. I'm going to put an a. The common difference I know is a 4, and it's a sub 4. So that means n is 4. So 4 minus 1 is 3. So it looks like that. So all I did is put in n equals 4, and a sub, and then the value a sub n is 13. Okay, so now I have a plus 12 equals 13. Move my 12 over, a is 1. So now I know my a is 1. 4 times 11 is 44, plus 1 is 45. There's my answer. Okay, so a little trickier, a little more tricky. Okay, question B, use the appropriate formula to find the sum. So now my formula is S sub n divided by 2, a plus a sub n. First 12 terms, S sub 12, 12 divided by 2. The first term I just found to be a 1, plus, if n is a 12, we're talking about the 12th term, which is 45. So that is just 6 times 46, and my answer is 276, and I'm done. Okay, we're going to do another one. It's going to be kind of similar to that. So if you feel a little uncomfortable about that, let's do another one. Okay, I do think those ones are a little tricky. Okay, the fourth term is 12. Okay, it's okay that it's a C and not an A, it's fine. Then the eighth term is 20. Find the common difference. Okay, this is a specific term, this is a specific term. The fourth term is 12, the eighth term is 20. That's what they're trying to tell you. So everybody write down a sub n equals a plus d times n minus 1. I'm going to apply that formula to this information. Okay, so what I know is a sub n is 12. That's the term. And I know n is 4. Okay, so I'm going to plug those in. So I have 12 equals. Did they tell me anything about the first term? No. So I'm going to put an A. They didn't tell me the common difference, so I have to put a D. And then n is 4. 4 minus 1 is a 3. Now I'm going to make it look nicer. I'm going to write a plus 3d equals 12. Those parentheses are not necessary. Now I'm going to do the same thing, but now I'm going to do it for this one. So the term is 20 is equal to the first term, which they didn't tell me, plus the difference, which they didn't tell me. It's the eighth term, so n is 8. 8 minus 1 is 7. I'm going to write it nicer. A plus 7d equals 20. I need to know, I'm trying to find d. What am I going to do now? And what process? What's the name of the process you're using right now? Elimination. Use elimination. Sure. Take out a negative, or distribute a negative, and you have negative a minus 3d equals negative 12. A's go away. So you have 4d equals 8. Divide by 4, and now I know d is 2. Okay. Use the formula to find c of 20. That means, are you asking a question? Yes. Not understanding your question.
Yes, so why you put the negative through the bottom instead of just
It does. I can put the negative through the top or the bottom. Either one. I'm trying to take these two equations and I'm trying to solve using elimination. So if I change one of the signs, they'll cancel out.
because you wanted to add them, not minus them.
Yes, I always add them. I always add them. And when I was grading your quizzes, people who subtract miss it. I told them not to. They're missing it because they write it down and then they're like, oh, I subtract, and then they start adding and they miss it all the time. Yes, sir. They're not going to let you. So I think you're saying do your 20, do your 12, fill out everything in the middle, figure out what it is.
Like 20 minus 12 over 4.
The difference. I don't know if they will know what you're doing. You know what I mean? So I don't know. A lot of times I'm just going to give you my best advice, and then I'm going to say you got to go, you got to decide. So my answer to your question is I wouldn't do it. That's the best I got for you. Okay? You'd make your own decision. My advice is, and at this point it's you and Weber State, because I'm out of the picture. I'm not writing any more tests or quizzes for you. So it's your decision. Okay, now they want the 20th term. Okay, so guys, this is going to be the same formula. Look right here. I have to know my A, I have to know my D, I have to know my N. Well, D is 2, I know N is 20, but in order to answer the question, I have to know A. How am I going to find A, everybody? Come back over here. You don't have to use the formula. Come back to those equations. Put a 2 in for D. I'm going to choose this one. So that would give me A plus 3 times 2 is 6 is equal to 12. Move my 6 over. Now I know the first term is a 6. Now I can find a specific term. So it's going to be C of 20 is A, which is 6, plus the common difference, which is a 2. 20 minus 1 is 19. Okay, so go 6 plus 2 parenthesis 19, close it off, hit enter, and you get 44, and that's your answer. Okay, if you're you guys, if your test was totally done, your final, and you still had 15 minutes and you've checked everything that you could possibly check, you know what I would do? I'd say 4th term, 5th term, I think my difference is 2, so that'd be 14, 16, 18, 20, this is 5, 6, 7, 8, I'd go 21, 22, all the way to n equals 20, and I'd write it out, just for a check, you know what I mean? You can totally check it that way, you just can't figure out the answer that way, they won't give you credit for that, okay? Okay, here's question number 11, and we're done, okay? Same kind of idea. The 3rd term is a -4, the 7th term is a -16, find the common difference, okay? Now, you guys, I know it's weird that that is not a sub 3. Just know that it could be called a sub b or c, you know, anything. It just can't be called an S, because some, S stands for some, okay? So this is a specific term. So your formula is a sub n equals a plus d times n minus 1. Now, watch this, okay? So it's kind of just doing the same thing again. Look right here. What can I gather from that information? I know that n is 3, and I know that a sub n is a -4. The term is a -4, and the value of n is a 3. So now I'm going to plug that in here. So I would say -4 equals a, which I don't know, plus d, which I don't know, n is 3, 3 minus 1 is a 2. Instead of putting it in parentheses, I'm just going to push that d back, and I'm going to put 2d right there. Okay? Now let's do this one. What can I gather from that? I know that when n is 7, then a sub n is -16. I'm going to plug that here. So I'm going to say -16 equals a plus, then you have a d, the n is 7, 7 minus 1 is 6. Okay? Elimination, change the signs of whichever one you want. I'll do the top one. Okay? And I have 4 equals -a minus 2d. A's go away. -12 equals 4d. Divide, and I get d equals -3. Okay? Now they want me to find the 26th term. I know that I'm going to use this formula, so I know that I also need to find my a. I can't answer part B without knowing A. So if D is a -3, I'm just going to put mine right here, this yellow highlighted one, because I think it's going to be the easiest. So that would give me -4 equals A plus 2 times D, which is a -3. So that's A minus 6 equals -4. Move your 6 over, A equals 2. Now I can find the 26th term. So I'm going to go A sub 26. I could call it B sub 26. Don't let that B freak you out. I think they'll ask you as an A, but just know they could call it B, C, whatever. I'm still calling it an A. Okay? Doesn't matter. Now, we should probably I'm keeping it. I don't want to freak out. Okay, so it's going to be 2, which is your A, plus the difference, minus 3. 26 minus 1 is 25. So I just put it in my formula. Now that I've got it in the formula, just so I don't freak you out, now make it a B. Okay? So that's going to be 2 minus 75, which gives you a negative 73. Is that wrong? Like, how can I get a 26 term being a negative? How, like, in a big negative? How's that? You're getting smaller, right? Your difference is a negative. So that's it. Okay? That is it. Who says I'm good with this? Let me see how you're feeling. Okay? Yay.